On today's episode 21 of Sculpt N Create, we're sitting down with a brother whose journey, gift, and message are all cut for something different. A minister, a producer, a singer/songwriter, a mixing engineer, and a man who was walking boldly in the calling God placed on his life, Tramaine Long. Tramaine ain't just making music. He's building ministry through melody. He's known for his powerful vocals, his clean and uplifting songwriting, and a unique sound that blends gospel, hip-hop, and R&B into something that hits your spirit and your playlist at the same time. He's fresh off an incredible run, too. 2025 Video Award for Emerging Artist of the Year, Gospel Rap Artist of the Year, 2025 Kingdom Image Award for Hip Hop Artist of the Year, a #1 record, Stellar Award consideration, and a performance lined up for the 2026 Soul Award. All the while being a husband, a father, a minister, and a creator who refuses to be boxing. But what makes Tramaine truly legendary ain't just the accolade, it's the journey. Growing up as the only son raised by a young single mother, navigating shelter, loss, trauma, and the early challenges of the music industry, he could easily turn bitter, discouraged, or silent. Instead, he found Christ, found community, and found purpose. And now he uses every skill from producing to songwriting to engineering to point people back to God while inspiring them to be who he truly called them to be. In this conversation, we talk artistry, calling the evolution of gospel and R&B, his creative process, the role of AI in music, the story behind his album, Legendary, and the personal dream that sparked it all, plus his new Christmas single, Perfect Gift, and what's coming next on his 2026 Deluxe album. This episode is full of faith, creativity, transparency, and empowerment. And if you ever felt hidden, overlooked, or unsure of your next step, Tramaine's story is a reminder that when you stay obedient, God knows exactly when to reveal you. So lock in. This is episode 21 of Sculpt N Create with my guest, Tramaine Long. Let's get into it. Welcome to Sculpt N Create, where fitness fuse creativity and helping artists, entertainers, and creators on their journey towards the physical, personal, and career growth. I'm your host, Trea Da Fit Artist, and who I have with me today is Tramaine Long. He's a minister, producer, singer-songwriter, and mixing engineer. Welcome to the show, Tramaine.
Hey, man, what's up, man? Thank you for having me, big dog.
Man, I'm glad you can make it, man. So before we get into it, man, let's tell everybody, set your links out and how people can know more about you, hear your music, and so on and so forth.
Well, people can find me at Tramainelong.com, Tramainelong.com. As y'all can see, Tramainelong.com. All my social media handles on there, but if you do want to follow me on Instagram, I'm trying to get those followers up over there. So it's _Tramaine Long, _Tramainelong. All right. So, but if you want to find my music, everything is on my website. So you can go to my website, you can find my music, links to my music. You can book me. If you want me to come to your next event or whatever, you can book me on there too. All right, or just hit me up in my DMs on
All right, man, y'all follow me, man. All right, man. So let's get into it, man. Let's go and start right where we at now, man. So as you say you're a minister, producer, singer, songwriter, mixing engineer. Like, you got a lot of slashes, man. Like, tell me about it. Right now, I know we coming in for the music and so forth. So how long have you been doing this for?
I've been doing music since I was 17, so
Okay.
a little over 20-some years.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah. So I've been doing it for a good minute. I started out, I wasn't that good at it, but I worked at it. So
Okay.
a lot of people, it came easy. I could always sing, but I was rapping and making beats. So I started off really taking it serious at 17.
Okay. And I like that you said that, 'cause a lot of people think that they got to automatically be good at it to actually start. And then you starting, and admitting they're saying you weren't really that good, but starting anyway, speaks a lot and so forth. So now, yeah, so you say you've been doing it pretty long. So talk about, what kind of music you make and what's your style and so on and so forth.
So let me start out by saying this. All right.
Okay. Go ahead.
Cause the first thing you said is I'm a minister.
Yes, sir.
All right. So that means I do gospel.
Okay.
But I'm not limited to just that. That makes sense what I'm saying. So, and I'm gonna give. I don't mind sharing this stuff because I want people to understand why I do what I do. When I was transitioning and trying to figure out who I am as an artist, and talking to God, okay, how you want me to do this, and one thing He shared with me, and I'm not big on saying God said, but I know when He shared this with me, I know I heard it clear and I had peace. But He said you have free range to do music as long as your music that you create is not tearing down my kingdom. So when I create, I can do an R&B song. I can do an uplifting song. Every song don't have to be about Jesus all the time. But I do gospel, and me as an artist, I try to make sure I do music that's ministry. Yes, it's a business, but I try to make sure that I'm creating things that's going to help people. So if I am doing an R&B song, I'm just using this for an example. If I'm gonna create an R&B album, it's going to be songs. It's going to help people that are in a position of about to become married, right? Or that's married. I want to create songs that's gonna put it in the proper context of why you need to listen to this. I don't
Okay.
want to. I got kids. I got little boys. I don't want to cringe when they hear and they dead talk about something that they don't need. Like, dang, nah, I can't play that in the car. So if I can't play it in the car for my boys to hear it, you know what I mean? I don't need to be doing it. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I kind of gauge it.
Okay. And I think there's something to talk about too as well. Like you said, you a minister, and but God said that you can, make the music that you want to do. Mostly when people when they talk about they are making gospel music or they're a rapper and so forth, or kind of going off the quote unquote beaten path. I'm 39, so I know we go way back. You understand? I'm in the Bible Belt. I'm here in Jackson, Mississippi. So I come from a very religious background, and they have their own ways or ideologies and so forth when it comes to gospel music and so forth. And so when rap came about, what gospel rap came about and so forth, they don't look at it as gospel music and so forth. So can you talk to that? Like, so I want you to kind of expound on that a little bit more. Like when you say you make music for the getting married or married and so forth, and like how did all that come about and everything? And
Okay, so because I wasn't always doing gospel music, and
okay,
I'm just let y'all know. So when I started off, that was not on my radar. Period.
okay,
So, I was growing up in Atlanta. I was in a group called Chopper Squad. I was in a group called Zone 3 Finest. If y'all know about Atlanta, the different zones, Zone 6, Zone 1, Zone 3, stuff like that. I was in a group called Zone 3 Finest. And then I was in a group called Certified with my partner Black Boy. So I was trying to figure out who I was. It's crazy too, because the last little secular little project I did was like a rap album. It was like all this gangster stuff I was talking about, but then I had these songs on there when I was kind of like talking about God, like try to, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
and I was like, you could tell I was confused. And so and to get to your question, the reason why I'm bringing it up because it came a point where God was really calling me. It's like, hey, it's time for you to give your life to me. All right. So it wasn't about me doing music for Him. It's about me giving my life to Him first. So once I did that, but I still had this passion to do music, and it wasn't going nowhere.
I understand.
And so I was trying to. I just couldn't resonate with of course I like John P. Keys, the Fred Hammonds. I grew up listening to them, but that wasn't the style of music that I make.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to do all the hooping and hollering when I sing or when I rap. I want to do some stuff. I was like 19, 20. I'm saying listening to T.I. and listening to Tank and Jamie Foxx and
Right.
stuff like that. It's just like I want something that I can listen to in the car, like when I'm riding. So I was very blessed. I met a female on the bus one time on MARTA, and she gave me if I'm talking too much, let me know.
No, you good.
Yeah, but I met this young lady on MARTA, And she, you know, this back the time when people had the old CD player Walkman with the headphones.
Oh yeah, I already know.
Yeah, so we was on the bus and I was like, hey, what you listening to? And she was like, I'm listening to she said she was listening to Lecrae.
Okay, yeah.
Now this is 2006. This wasn't when Lecrae was what he is now.
Okay, now.
Yeah, this is like the Real Talk album.
Okay,
After it's the Real Talk, after the music stopped. So it's one of those albums, something like that. But it was like one of his first albums, and then I'm like, man, I would listen to it. I'm like, she let me listen to it. I'm like, hey, this gospel, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I was trying to figure out how to. It was Real Talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I was trying to figure out how to transition from doing what I was doing to do it for God, but I didn't want to sound corny because before I heard them, because before I heard Lecrae, I thought gospel music was corny. I mean, gospel rap was corny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This sound like I don't know. It didn't sound cool. Like,
right.
But that lady sowed a seed in my life by creating me a data disc.
Mm-hmm.
It was a CD. If you know what data disc is, it's a normal CD, but you can, instead of it being like tracked through one, you can put folders. It's like you using it as like a hard drive.
A hard drive, okay.
So she put like 3 different albums on there.
Okay.
She put Lecrae, she put The Truth, and she put Flame.
Okay.
All right, and she put all 3 of those albums on there, and that really blessed me. That really blessed me because I wasn't really going to church.
Okay.
Like that, I ain't have a church home like that, so that was like me. They was preaching in the word, right? So for people to say something like rap ain't gospel, what is the gospel?
Yeah.
All right, like, you know what I'm saying. What is the gospel? Like, you know what I'm saying. What's the message that Jesus came to give us? That's the gospel. Yeah. Why did Jesus die on the cross?
Yeah.
That's the gospel.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I'm listening to their music, The Truth had a song talking about purpose. Like, and he was teaching, and he was rapping, but he was teaching, talking about purpose. So when I do my music, they inspired me to, like, I want to be able to help people minister and have songs that can resonate with people with real life situations, but bring them back to God. If I'm gonna use my testimony, I'm not glorifying my past like, oh yeah, I'm this and that. No, I'm glorifying the fact that God brought me out of this. You know, and guess what? It's just the format. It's just the format. It's not it's the. I want y'all to people get so caught up into the format instead of in the content.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? You see that in church all the time, like, you know, of course. But you see this in every generation. Every generation, when the new kids come up with something new, hey, y'all, what's that? What y'all doing?
What's that? Yeah.
My mama generation, they people did it the same way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're just like, now with this new generation with the streaming, you got, you know what I mean, artists like, you know, AI here now. Yeah. So guess what? The new generation gonna pick that up and figure out how to use that to their advantage. Man,
we already doing
that. Man, we used to play the keys, like, you know what I'm saying. When I came in the game, it was, you know, they was complaining about FL Studio you're not a real producer if you use an FL.
Yeah, I heard that before.
That's what FL's like one of the main things that people using to make beats with. You ain't using Pro Tools. You know what I'm saying? So, but like what I'm saying is it's not about the format. It's about the content. So they're just like, I'm coming to church with a chain on my neck and with like some jewelry and stuff like that because that's what I like. But somebody can look at me and prejudge me, but not looking at my heart to see if I'm a good person or not.
Yeah,
that makes sense. What I'm saying, like, you're not really.
There's a prejudice there, yeah.
It's just like, no, because that's not, no, like, get to know me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And see that, like, look, what I'm doing is really bringing more people to the kingdom.
Yeah.
Especially for the youth.
Right.
You may not rock with it because you're older. You know what I'm saying? But now it's crazy because I'm 39 like you, right? You know what I mean? We in the same age, right? So now we starting to become the old heads.
Already,
right?
yeah.
So it's a little we ain't old, but
Yeah.
we transitioning to where we see our parents, my mother and your mother, father, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How where they at now? We should look at them now.
Mhm.
Now I got nieces and nephews in their 20s. My kids, my boys is like 11, 9, and 1.
Okay.
So imagine how they look at me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm old to them. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm still cool.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt.
I forgot what I was saying. Go ahead. My bad.
What you were going on, you were just basically saying that they get caught up on the format, not the content, you know, and so forth. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. I think as we get kind of stuck in our ways of what we grew up to, and we don't want to hear nothing new, and change is nothing but constant. And you got to grow with it. As you said, AI here back then, but you know, when we grew up, we were just transitioning into computers. And so forth. So that was different, you know, and everything. So it's always a constant change that's gonna have to happen. You either gonna get with it or get left behind. Yeah, definitely. So I do agree with that. And then like too, some of that, gospel has so many different elements to it that had came with what the gospel music, let me say. You got elements of blues in there, you got elements of R&B and all that stuff in there. So but when people think about the old hymn type of gospel and so forth, when they come to it, that's supposed to be the only type of gospel there is.
Yeah, but you know what though, man? Like, this is what bothers me. And I know some people may not like what I'm gonna say. I'm not trying to be controversial. I'm just saying what bothers me is God created all of it. So that's music of the devil. Who created Satan? I'm just saying, who created all of it?
Yeah.
Everything belongs to him. Satan Satan don't create nothing. He just take what God already done created and pervert it. That's all he do. He just take it and corrupt it, try to and twist it to make it not be what it is. You know what I'm saying? So right now, my goal is to go in this industry and spread God's nature and his character all over this thing. So now it's just like, dang, I can listen to that. And right now it's the perfect time for gospel artists because it's the most popular thing right now in music is gospel rap and gospel music. So it's hot right now, but the thing is just finding the true people. Okay, why are you doing it though? Are you doing it because it's hot? Or are you doing it because you're called to do it and you really want to see people, you trying to build God's family? Like, what are we doing here? Like, you know what I'm saying? What is your why? You know, so that's what I look at. I have to check myself all the time. Like, what's my why? Like, why am I doing this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I definitely agree with you, man. And I was listening to some of your album, Legendary and so forth, and I definitely can hear different elements and so forth. With you can hear R&B in it, you can hear the ballads like the people will like in gospel music. You can hear soulful and everything like that, and then you got the hip hop or rap style and everything, especially with Righteous. I like when that came on that beat. I was like, oh, what is this? And everything. So so I definitely hear those elements in it. But that's my thing though, is the stuff that got them to a certain place ain't gonna be, is what get these newer generations and so forth to a certain place and so forth. So you got to meet them to where they at, not where you want where you at. You got to meet them where they at and so forth. So some of that stuff that's just not hip to them, and you got to reach them a certain way. So if the message is there and it's clear, I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's good. I was just thinking about when you said that. I was just thinking about like, you remember at one point in time when people used to go to the clubs, they used to go to clubs in suits.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And then when, because the older church, the new generation, they not really, they wear suits and stuff, but they ain't going to church wearing suits all the time. Some of them do. It just depends on the culture or whatever, the ministry. Right. But a lot of times, like people going in there with a button up. Me, I can do that. I can put it off and look good in the suit. But I'm gonna be Tramaine, man. Like, And sometimes I do it on purpose because I want people to see, like, what's your heart look like? Are you worrying about what I got on, or are you worrying about my heart? Are you looking at me how God see me, or are you looking at me because, no, this is not how we do this. We don't do this here like that. Or, why are you sticking out? Like, you're supposed to fit in. Like, no, I'm being who God made me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Before I gave my life to Christ, these were the things that I used to like. I always like jewelry. That is not going to change. You know what I'm saying? It's like R&B. That's not going to change. But now when I do it, I'm not doing it to be seen. I wear it because I like it. I listen to this style of music because I like it. But guess what? I'm gonna find other people that does that style and it's righteous. Like, you know what I'm saying? And now I'm transferring the content out for some righteous content. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I feel on that. What would you say to somebody like D1 then? Yeah, I know have you heard of D1?
Yeah, I know D1 is.
Yeah, so like his message is kind of similar, but but he going against the rhetoric that most people especially in hip hop. I don't know if he did doing R&B, but he say that they tend to put out a certain type of music that's detrimental, especially to our culture and our people and so forth. But he try to uplift them and say you can be talking better, you can uplift up and so forth. So definitely, I feel like y'all got some certain parallels in y'all messaging and how you probably approaching it a different way than he doing it. But what would you say to that, or would you agree to that?
Explain a little bit more, because I know who D1 is. I know that like my wife was just talking to me the other day about him doing something with Bird or with Juvenile and the stuff that people kind of getting on him for doing that. But I'm trying to because I want to answer your question correctly. Like, you know what I'm saying? So expound on it a little bit more.
I haven't listened to a whole lot of D1 music, so bear with me. I'm going to try to explain it the best way I can, but I know I've seen bits and pieces of them as well. So what it seems like, okay, you mentioned, did you mention to T.I.? Let's say T.I. music and so forth. He saying like, you uplifting drugs, you lifting, sex and things that's the materialistic thing that's detrimental to our people and everything, when you should be speaking life and to be, and everything, spreading God, not just spreading God's word, but just being positive as a whole. Not necessarily just spreading God with, he don't cuss and anything in his raps and stuff like that or whatever. He speak of God as well.
You asking me how do I feel about him saying what he's saying?
But yeah, what do you think about that? And I say it seems like y'all have certain parallel but different aspects.
Okay.
And do you agree with that? Is what I'm saying.
No, I do totally agree with that of him saying, like, because what they are producing is poison. It's poison. And their poison been running rampant for many of years, for some decades. So now, we trying to get this antidote to these people so that they can be healed from all the stuff that these lies and stuff that they've been fed. And granted, man, I lived on Bankhead. I lived on Simpson Road.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And, I understand, and I see this a lot when I work with artists, right? That's because I do produce for some secular artists, like, you know what I mean? But a lot of them, these my partners, like, I've been on them for years.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like, I will work with them just to minister to them. I know some people like, man, no, you shouldn't. Listen, I've been knowing this dude since I was a kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is my brother. It's a respect level there. So for example, I did something when my partner Swave had a Top Notch Swave, he had a song where it was like him, LT, Salvatore Parigio, and they all was going bananas, like cursing and everything on their verses. They had to get on the song.
Yeah.
I went last.
Okay.
I went last, and I did my verse was, everybody they say that my verse was better than theirs, but I did a gospel verse.
Oh.
Everything they said, and people was like, hey, verse so hard, but it's kind of hard to put them on this song,
Yeah.
Hey, y'all want me on this song, this is what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
This is what y'all gonna get. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a respect level there.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I get you.
So that righteous song, So it came to the point to where I wanted them on the song with me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't conform to them, but they conformed to what I did. So you saw that righteous song, the first guy, and the guy that came in right before me.
Okay.
Those two, they don't do that type of music. I ain't never heard them do that type of stuff.
Right.
But they did that for me. But to see them do that, and I sowed the seed in their life. Now guess what? And this the crazy thing about that. That song is charting right now.
I could tell. I see it's like number 2 on Apple Music. As, for your top ones of the song.
But no, I'm talking about like for radio.
Okay, radio. Okay.
Radio. So radio right now, that song is charting without me putting no marketing or nothing behind it. It's top 200. That's good. Media base, top 200.
Yeah.
And I told them, I said, hey, God is giving y'all away.
Yeah.
Either y'all do it for him or y'all can do it y'all way. Like, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like, I love them guys. I don't wish no hate on nobody. Like, at the end of the day, I'm like, Paul, I lead a quiet life. I lead quietly and attend to my own business, right? Yeah. So long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to do and I'm being an example, when they come to me, hey, bro, what you think about this? What you think about that? I'm gonna get them the truth. Yeah. But people got their process. I had to go through mine. When I was transitioning over, it wasn't just a quick thing. It wasn't a quick thing to go from doing this what I'm used to doing and trying to give my life to God and trying to do gospel music and you know what I mean? Because first of all, I didn't have no word in me like that.
Yeah.
So only thing, the type of music I know how to do is telling God I'm a sinner. That's the only thing. You notice when most rappers, they don't really do that type of music, and then they'll do it. They'll talk about themselves. Yeah, that's all they know. They don't have no word in them yet.
Right.
Yeah, they go through their process. It's like, you know what I'm saying. But I had years and time of being up under pastors and ministers and having mentors to pour into me to teach me certain things. So now when I do my music, now I actually can put God's word in it. You can feel it. You can see it. You can hear it when you're like, hey, that song touched my heart, like in the sense of, but I'm happy D1 is doing that. I'm happy that he's working with them. So now people don't understand he's sowing the seed. Now he may do that, then somebody else may come along and water. Then God will do all the growing. That's what the word says. Once somebody will sow the seed, other people may come along and water, and God do the growing. So get in their life. They need to see the light.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? They need to see it, bro. I don't understand why I'm a Christian, so I'm gonna stay away. Jesus ate with the sinners. Now, guess what? He didn't do what they did, but he was amongst them. He didn't do what they did, and guess what? He had his core group, his 12 that he had with him. Yeah, he had the guys, but other than that, but he sat with people. He was relatable.
Right. I mean, I know it's on. I don't know the quite scripture, but be of the world, be in the world, but not of the world. Pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, definitely. So now, what would you say to? It's still on topic with this or whatever, and also I want to kind of segue into the ministry part of your music and so forth, and you being a minister as well. Now, what would you say? What would you say to when you hear certain like preachers or pastors and so forth? I don't seen clips of them remixing the song and putting they type of gospel verse to it. It can be it can be a sexual song or something like that, but they remix it and put Jesus in it and so forth. What do you think about that, or what's your thoughts on that?
Okay, because I know this is like a controversial question.
Yeah,
it is a controversial question that people like, and like just like I said. So people deem it, and I'm gonna try to give it in the best way to make it make sense to how God shows it to me, right? So the first I said this earlier, God created everything. All things come from Him. Satan just perverts it.
Yeah.
Right. So keep that in mind.
Okay.
Second thing is, in the Old Testament, when somebody touched a leopard, somebody had leprosy, they considered them unclean once they touched it. So something that's dirty, that's sick, or whatever, however you want to say it. So look at it from that standpoint with the music. That music that's not right, that people looking at it, right? They consider that in the Old Testament not being clean. But in the New Testament, when Jesus touched the leopard, they became clean. All right. So we are the body of Christ. We are like, we have his spirit in us. All right. We are his brothers, and we are co-heirs with him, with Christ, but heirs of God. Right. So we've been adopted into this family. So when the Father see us, he see his son. So if I can go, I should be able to go into an environment, not just in a space. I should take any atmosphere and make it clean and purify through my presence. All right. So I'm saying this because people be they do too much sometimes. And to me, it's just, I get it. But when you start really looking at the scriptures and just seeing how Jesus moved, it's a lot of stuff that's in the church that's not in Jesus. There's a lot of stuff that's in Jesus that's not in the church. You understand what I'm saying? So if you start looking at the Bible and start looking at how Jesus moved and start applying that to your life, your whole perspective will change. You see how the Father looks at things, how Jesus looked at things. Jesus said, I only say and do what I seen the Father do. So when Jesus healed somebody on the Sabbath and they got mad, like they got mad at him for healing somebody, Jesus said, I only say and do what I seen my Father do. Right? So if somebody want to go and they know it's music, it's chord progression. Chord progression ain't saying nothing. So people will take the chord. You talking about the chord progression? People take gospel. They'll sample gospel music all the time and make a secular song.
Yeah, I want to say John Hammond was saying he used somebody's song and put it in his and say it's the same cadence and everything like that or whatever. People just didn't realize it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. It's like when you take pop music has like 4 chords progressions, and most of all popular, they're using the same chords. Same chords. So now somebody come and put a little, you know what I'm saying, and flip it to get people attention. I don't really be caring, to be honest. Like now, because I think it was Mike Todd that did the whole little thing like that, Pastor Mike Todd, that he does it a lot. And he did the play, and it was like edgy. It was super duper edgy. He did like a Chris Holiday play or something like that. It was real edgy. People was complaining about. And my thing is, lead a quiet life and attend to your own business. Like, look, I'm going to do what God called me to do. Because when people say God said, God told me to do this is what God put on my heart to do, or I was led to do this. Hey, God, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, when it came to me with my music, as long as it's not tearing down God's kingdom, I got free range. Now, that doesn't mean, though, because Paul do talk about in the Bible that, like, everything is lawful. Like, you can do, like, anything. We got free will to do what we want. But if something going to cause my brother to sin, I probably don't want to do that in front of him. You know what I'm saying? If something going to make somebody backslide because of a decision I made. Now, granted, you ain't gonna be able to please everybody, do everything right.
You're right.
But you have to be mindful. You do have to be mindful.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't know.
It's all good, man. And so now you were mentioning about, it's still kind of a little bit on point, but it's a little different from where on point with what you were saying about the type of music you made for it. When you say people who are getting married or are married, is it similar in a similar vein now? We don't heard some stuff about TD Jakes and stuff now, you know, and everything. But that aside, so you grew up in the same time I did. So you remember that album he came out with, Satin Sea Slide or whatever. So is your music similar to usher that in? Because you do hear, not to put sex in it or anything like that, but you do hear that people people in Christian relationships and stuff like that don't want to put on secular music and everything because of it's secular music instead of that. So I think that was one of the we was young back then. That was in the 90s and so forth. So
my mama had it. She had she had this CD. And I really couldn't get into it either. It just wasn't doing it for me. It didn't sound like what I like. It didn't sound like R&B that I like to listen to.
Yeah. It sounded more like talking, more talking than anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But with a certain tune behind it. But would you say your music is like that, or how is your when you say that you help people who are married or getting married? Can you expound on that? How does your music do that?
Okay, so I have an album that I put out 2020 called R&G A Love Story, right? And I'm just gonna use this album as an example of something that how I used it. So I was telling a story. So I was kind of taking little bits and pieces of my life and use others and made some songs up from other people's situations and made a story.
Okay.
All right.
So kind of, I'm gonna cut you off real quick. Kind of like when R. Kelly did "God Save Me" kind of thing. I heard that none of that stuff was his, but he just made a song out of people's story.
Well, a lot of it was me, but then it was certain songs that I got inspired from other people's situations.
Okay.
All right. So with that album, right, when you listen to that, is the first song, I'm talking to God. And the song called Fall in Love Again. Like I tell God I want to fall in love again.
Mm-hmm.
Because really that album was like, when I started working on that album, I just got out of a divorce.
Okay.
All right. I was married. I got out. I was coming out of getting done with that divorce and everything. So I was trying to figure it out. But then it came to a point to where, it was just me and God. But now God, I want to fall in love again. I want to have a wife.
Okay.
So when people first hear that, it don't sound like a gospel song, but I am talking to God. So it's so I'm showing you from me coming out of this divorce, telling God I want to fall in love again. Then the next song after that is called Single. Okay. I want to be single. Like, but I'm talking about being single, going through that single phase. And that I was rapping on that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's a rap song. Yeah. And then it goes from that to actually getting into the dating phase. So you got a portion of this album when I'm in this dating phase. I meet this girl and I'm in this dating phase. Okay. Then it goes from the dating phase to getting married. Okay. Then I got a honeymoon song on there, and that's the bedroom song. Okay. And it's called Honeymoon, and I named it that on purpose because I ain't want nobody to be taking it out of context. It is made for that purpose. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Honeymoon time. I see it. Okay. Yeah. So it goes from that to the ups and downs. Okay. To the preacher man. I need to talk to me and her. We about to go through this divorce. Mm-hmm. I need to talk to somebody. This girl, she get on my nerves. Preacher man, help me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got you. Then it goes from that to you're beautiful. Mm. You know what I'm saying? Telling her how beautiful she is because she feel insecure about herself. All these different. But you see, these are R&B songs. Yeah, I get you. But in the right context. I'm not degrading her. Everything is not talking about her booty cheeks, how good she look, all this stuff all the time. It's just talking about real situations that people don't really talk about that much in relationships. You know what I mean? They don't talk about in their music when it comes to relationships a lot of times. The world just giving us, they're just selling sex. Right. You right. You know what I'm saying? So it's relatable. You know what I mean? So, and then it has a happy ending. So before I did Legendary, okay, I actually had another album that I'm still gonna release, but I'm thinking I'm gonna change the name now. I asked my wife, can I change it? But when we got married, I did a whole album for her called Mrs. It's dope songs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some real dope stuff. Like, I had a song there called Loyal. Hey girl, you're loyal. You're loyal, girl, you're loyal. And nothing left to do but to spoil you. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like a cool little pop, like a little ride. Like, it's like you can ride to it. So, just creating stuff that, like, when other people listen to it, they could play it with their wives. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got you. Okay. So that's what I mean. It's just like I get you. Creating, what's the context of what you're doing? You know what I mean? Is it good? Like, I want the pastor and the first lady to be able to listen to my music and like, man, put that Tramaine on. I know that ain't made in perversion. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's the antidote. This is the antidote to the crazy R&B stuff that they got out right now. Right. And I think too, when it comes to with the mainstream industry, they like to put stuff in the box. So
If you're not cussing on it, it's a certain message and so forth. That's all the way gospel music. You know, like you'll hear people like, I don't know if you heard of NF. I
And
ain't
you
really heard.
talk,
Yeah, he don't consider himself a gospel singer, you know, rapper or whatever, but he kind of get put in there because he not cussing. Lecrae the same thing. Lecrae said he ain't all the way gospel rapping, or he not all the way secular as well. He said
yeah,
he kind of in between.
he said he's an artist that is Christian. He don't, and I get it.
Uh,
I get
Kev on
the
stage
box
said that
people
too.
try to put you in. For example,
Yeah,
the industry don't know what to put me in right now.
right.
They don't know what to put me in because you heard The Righteous, but then I got Put on Your Wings that just went number one.
Which
So
I
they
like,
like,
which I like, by the way.
it's thank you, appreciate it. So, but Put on Your Wings went number one, right? They just went number one last week.
Okay.
So the crazy thing is, I won Emerging Artist of this like a couple of weeks ago. I just won Emerging Artist of the Year for the Video Awards, Gospel Rap Artist of the Year.
Okay.
When you listen to Legendary, what is more, rap or singing?
There's more singing, more than
It's
anything.
more singing. Then I go to the Kingdom Image Awards. I win the Hip Hop Artist of the Year.
Okay.
But I take it.
Right.
I take it. Don't get me wrong. I take it. I do rap. But I just don't want to get put in a box. I'm actually happy that it happened like that.
Yeah.
Don't put me in a box. I create music. I'm just an artist. I create music, but I am a Christian. So I understand what Lecrae is saying. Like, I am an artist that do Christian music. Okay. I'm an artist that happen to be a Christian, and these are my values when I do music. These are my standards. I have boundaries of things that I will not talk about in my music. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I hopefully that kind of helped him out a little bit so people can understand that. But that's me. I have boundaries. I have boundaries, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what I was saying when you said that about what Lecrae said. Kev on stage said the same thing about his. I don't know if you heard of him.
Yeah, I heard him say that.
Okay, yeah. He said the same thing. He said, he just simply don't curse. He said he still talk about certain things that everybody else talk about, but he just not cursing in his stuff. So he just say, I'm a comedian that happens to be Christian and everything. So when you see him with in certain rooms and stuff like that or whatever, you kind of get what he's saying and everything or whatever as well. So, but like I said, I just think that they just love to put people in I said mainstream. They love to put people in the box and so forth. And that's where everything can get construed, and it got to be one way or no, or it's nothing, and so forth. So I hate that they do that. It should. I don't know what they should do. Like when they categorize somebody, maybe make a subgenre, but I guess there'll be too many genres to do it like that. But I don't know.
You know what I think, man? I don't even think it is the secular world a little bit, but a lot of times when you a Christian, it don't even be the world. It be the church.
Yeah. You're right.
It be the
like
church.
I said, they judge you.
Super judgmental about, you know what I mean? We talking real today, bro. This is good stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm I do understand you got to move with decency and order. We all are. If you're a Christian, you are an ambassador of Christ. So you're representing him.
Right.
All right. You are created in his image and after his likeness. When people see us, they should see him. Okay. They should see Christ. They should see the Father. It's just this thing of like, and I think this is the problem too, that I feel like we get into a lot of times when it comes to church is that everybody got all these different doctrines. Everybody got these different doctrines, right? These different ways of how they view the word of God. And then some people foundation of the word is off to me. And then some people foundation is right. But then if I say that it's off, then like, well, no, it's all these big debates. So I just try to, like at the end of the day, what do we agree on? What we agree on, okay? You do gospel, so you a Christian that do comedy. You don't curse, but you say nigga. You know what I mean? You say that. I say nigga. I know a lot of people that say nigga outside the pulpit, Just being real. But they won't say it, just like you probably won't say it at work because of you trying to be professional. So I get it. But at the end of the day, like, that's one of the things he said. He said, I say
nigga.
right? And so when I gave my life to Christ and I started going to church on my own, and I asked my pastor at the time, because it's something that I was just trying to understand. So and thank God I had a pastor. Most of all my pastors like kind of mentored me. Like, sometimes you can't even get to the pastors in church. But I had a meeting when I asked him, I said, is nigga a bad word? Like, because is it a cuss word? You know what I mean? Because you can't say that. You can't say that. So he just asked me what it mean. That was his answer. What it mean? He asked me a question. And it just mean ignorant. So, but then you got the racial slur of it, nigger, nigger, like, what's up, nigga? You know what I mean? Like, but words can have it can have way more meanings than just one meaning.
Right, you right.
We see that a lot with a lot of words in our vocabulary.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's just like, okay, what's the context of how you using the word? Like, you know what I'm saying? So we just don't say that. Don't do this, don't do that. I feel you. Like, you know what I'm saying? But if that's something that, is gonna stop you it's gonna make you go back, I won't say it around you.
Okay.
Like that makes sense what I'm saying. Like if it's gonna cause you to revert back and it's that bad for you, I won't say it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or it is a thing of like, I used to curse a whole lot. I used to curse a lot. Like people now they know that I don't curse, but I don't tell them that. They just cause they hit the darn dangs in the shoots. Oh, Tramaine don't curse. He don't curse. Like, you know what I'm saying? But they don't understand the reason why the darn dangs and shoots are there, because that's my way to substitute the cuss words out.
Right.
So much.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I had a real foul mouth. But then I realized it's like dang, like I don't have a vocabulary. So it wasn't even, for one, I knew it was wrong. I should be cursing. You know what I'm saying? But two, I don't have a vocabulary. If I can't, those are the only words that can come out of my mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's similar to, no matter what music you making, but like in hip hop when they rapping and so forth, I don't heard some guys say they don't use the word nigga and they raps because they say it's so easy in certain contexts to put in them to have that punch. And another thing, they're like, yeah, if most of your stuff is cussing, one, it ain't playing on the radio too much and nobody can really listen to that. And then two, what is you really saying? And do you got anything else left to say? So people like to test themselves and challenge themselves without some of those, the curse words and using that and so forth.
I'm happy you said that, because that was one of the things when I have nephews, I got younger artists, like, and I tell, like, I got both of my nephews right now. They both dope rappers.
Okay.
And I tell them, I said, like, I don't curse in my stuff. So when I rap a verse, I don't curse. And I said, and I tell them, I said, them exact same things that you just brought out, I said to them. I said, listen, for one, when you got to curse every other word, it seems like you don't have a vocabulary. Like, it's like you don't have nothing in your bank to be able to be lyrical, right? And then on the flip hand side of it, I said, like, you want your music to be able to hit different spaces, not just this one spot here.
Right.
They're not gonna be able to do nothing with you, because every time if they do a radio version of it, it's gonna be beep 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 beep.
And nobody want to hear that,
I'm like, dang, bro. So, like, like, try to learn how to get your point. Because sometimes, man, sometimes, man, you just want to curse. But learn how to get your point across without the cursing. Not show them, like, I'm passionate, I mean what I mean, without the curse word.
Yeah.
Use it and take a corny word and make it fly. Yeah. Can you do that?
Can you do that?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Show me your skills.
Yeah.
Show me how dope you can be. Without doing, like, you know what I'm saying? And that shows me, like, you versatile. Like, I don't have to do this to do what everybody else is doing to make a hit song.
Yeah. Who come to mind? Like Nick D, and what's the other dude name? Let me see.
I don't know.
Find it.
I'm sorry. I don't know you out, brother. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's Nick D and white rapper, Connor Price. Yeah, they don't cuss in they rap. They said, you know, one of them I know they're like, why you don't cuss your rap and everything? He said kind of similar to what you said. That he showed his little boy. He said because I want him to be able to listen to my stuff and so forth. That was one thing, you know, and everything. So he had said, but I like his music though. You know what I'm saying? He ain't cussing in any of his stuff. I don't know if he considers himself a Christian rapper. I have seen him in Christian spaces when stuff pop up, but I don't know if he consider himself that. But he do make some dope music and so forth. Now I didn't mention that I I'm in the research and development stage, but I have wrote some songs. I'm and everything as well. I do curse and so forth, but at the same time, it is not like it's not a necessity. It depends on what I feel like the song is or whatever. I can do the whole song and don't do any of it, and everything. Actually a lot of my songs like that and everything that I have written and so forth. I have got some gospel songs. Like I said, I come from my uncle a preacher, my grandmama was a pastor and so forth. So I have a few what you say, well, gospel, I guess, well, you can say gospel song if you want to say it like that, but as well. So I think it's definitely a skill to be able to come over, be lyrical without having these certain words and everything, because they can be a crutch in some kind of way or whatever.
Major crutch.
But yeah, so now let's go back. Like, so what got you started into music?
Into music, man, music just, I tell the story all the time. So like I always could sing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even tell you the first time I sung something. I just remember I was singing when I was a little kid. But my father, I know it comes from my father. So my father could sing, he can play the drums, and he can play the bass guitar.
Okay.
And the crazy thing is, I got his skills. And it's like I am the 2.0 of Tracy, Tracy Long. Yeah, so I wish that I was like, that's where it started. And then just growing up and listening to we was in church listening to John P. Keys, the Fred Hammonds, the Commissions, and the Winans and stuff like that. Listening to them, because my dad, when he was alive, he used to have a car, beat in his car, and he used to drive down the street bumping Fred and the Winans. Everybody knew that he was in the hood. I grew up in the hood without him. In the hood, you got beat in the car. People bumping, they were bumping on Cash Money and No Limit and like in Atlanta, Camp or whatever. But UGK and stuff like that. But he Commissions. Like, you know what I'm saying? Beat. That was dope though, People knew that go Tracy, So going from that, then, my mom we like I said, living in the hood, growing up in that environment in Atlanta where, down south where you got the bands and the drums and liking bass and, stuff like that. Like I said, listening to the Cash Moneys, listening to Juvies, and I said No Limits and DMX. Tupac, I was a big Tupac fan. I was a huge Tupac fan.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. What you about to say?
I was just saying, me and you the same age. When he died, we were like 10 though.
Yes, I was in elementary. I was in elementary or 6th grade. It was one of them. Yeah. I was like 5th grade to 6th grade or something like that. It was around there.
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't really start listening to hip hop till I was like 14, 15. So I didn't really know too much about Tupac. I seen remnants, but I didn't really know about it till later on or whatever. So, but yeah, I get what you're saying though. I believe us millennials and so forth, we get a culture from all over, different from our kids growing up now and so forth, because I have that same similar background. Like I said, I grew up in the church. My mom's side of folks, her brother, which is my uncle, that's the preacher and so forth. Listening to the gospel music growing up on, Shirley Caesar and, and the Winans and so forth. And then with my dad, he listened to blues, Johnny Taylor and all that. And then when I go to my cousin's house, my dad is nephews, his sister's kid, and they listen to hip hop. That's when I got exposed to it and everything. So it was a whole different type of stuff that, that I was exposed to at an early age. So I believe that shaped my way of thinking and shaped my way of how I make music too as well. Would you say your upbringing for as now, what you were growing up and everything, listening to now, going up to what the music that you make now and so forth? Do you think all that shaped you in a certain way, or do you display that in your music as well?
Yeah, from the stuff from when I was a kid in church
Mm,
to what I listened to in the early 90s until now, like
mm,
everything inspires me. Like, and it kind
mm,
of is shaped the way how I do music because from the rap and especially to the R&B. Um, listening growing up as a little kid and hearing Jodeci on the radio.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Just um listen to Jodeci, and then when I really started listening to R&B on my own, listening to Music Soul Child, Genuine, listening to Silk, like I used to play those Drew Hill,
yeah,
John B.
yeah.
Like listening to those
I seen
guys,
him
man,
recently.
like and then like so when you have all that culture of music,
Yeah,
all this
you
influence of
can't shut
music
that off.
in you
Yeah.
before you even started. So now when you start making music, you wonder why certain harmonies are coming out. Like when I put
Hmm.
together certain things, certain notes. So then as I start growing as a producer and start really studying music, it's one thing listening to music. It's another thing to really study music and to
Yeah,
really be a critical listener. It's like
yeah,
how to get them hi-hats like that.
yeah.
How they hit that note like that? Okay, let me see, can I mimic it? And okay, all right, let me see, can I do it? So, and I'm gonna tell you, like, what really got me into my R&B bag, like, really is like, is after, is I said Music Soul Child, Jagged Edge, and then Jamie Foxx, right? So favorite singer is Tank, but what made me really get into Tank is when I realized that Tank was a big part of the Unpredictable album from Jamie Foxx.
Okay, so he wrote most of the
Wrote
song.
and background.
Okay,
A lot of those background vocals on that project, you hear Tank.
okay,
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? So when I heard that and then when I found out he did that,
yeah,
it made me start digging into Tank, like
yeah,
listening to what he do. So then I'm like, I love Jamie voice.
mm,
But Tank voice is like is a monster. Tank is a
yeah,
monster. So I start studying him. I start really like how he write his songs, how he put his songs together. You know what I mean? His production, this type of beats that he uses and things like that for R&B,
mm,
stuff like that. So then I start realizing a lot of some of my favorite songs he was a part of the production of like the early 2000, like 2004,
mm,
5, 6, 7, 8.
yeah,
Like him and the Underdogs, they were doing a lot of music for a lot of people. And then I started
mm,
noticing, oh, that sound like something that Tank them would have did. Like, you know what I'm saying? Him, Jay Valentine, a lot of them guys that was in the
yeah,
Underdogs at the time, like that sound like them. Oh, okay. So and I just fell in love with how they wrote stuff. So and I built from there. And then I start listening to a lot of the other new artists because you can get stuck in an era and then
you
you kind
can,
of
yeah,
stuck
yeah,
there.
yeah,
And then so now it's like, okay, all right, how can I take what I like and make it sound like today?
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? How can I flip it? How can I add these two? How can I take the time period of 1962 and make it sound like 2025? I just did a song like that. It's gonna be on my Deluxe. It's
Okay,
gonna be coming out
all
soon.
right. And we gonna get to that though. It's kind of like I don't know. You probably have been hearing the AI songs and so forth, the cover songs and so forth. They kind of doing what you saying in reverse. Like they
Mhm.
taking what's new or maybe a little bit older, but they putting it back into like soulful songs or in the 50s and 40s and stuff like that. And some of that stuff be sounding good, and everything or whatever. But uh, uh
I was gonna
go
say,
ahead.
speaking of AI, because I don't mind. So like, I use AI now. Like,
Okay.
it helps speed up my workflow.
Okay.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, I use too.
And that shit, I let people know I didn't like. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the new thing. You
It,
know what
it
I'm saying?
ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, yeah. It ain't going nowhere. So it's a new thing. If let's say I got my keyboard back here and I start a beat up, I look, and I'm saying, you know what? Let me put in an AI, and I'm gonna see what AI come up with. Let me put a prompt in to take what I created, and let me like see what it sound like doing with this. Or I may make a beat and let me take these lyrics and let me see how AI come up with some different melodies for me to sing. You know what I mean? To give me some different flavors, some different feels. It's no different from having a bunch of writers and producers in the studio, but I'm just doing it right here on my
On that.
computer with me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's just like, okay, how can I like speed up my workflow? Because one thing about me, I work a full-time job.
Yeah. I guess.
I still work. Like people, I mean, you just want to work, you number one. I go to work. People like, man, so what's next? So dang, so you ain't gonna be here that long. I'm saying just
Forget that job. Yeah.
he got to pay the bills right now. It ain't doing that
Yeah.
right yet. So we building
Yeah.
the name. We
Right.
building it right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I go to work, right? So then I'm a minister, and then first and foremost, I'm a husband and a father. So so I'm trying to, how can I get in the studio and work? But then I got to get up in the morning to go to work. So like, I have to speed up the process, and AI really helps speed up the process for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I'm a fitness coach and so forth, and I use it and everything. It definitely, using it as a tool and not as a like it just doing everything for you. It just help your thinking process and speed things up and put things out a lot quicker, and so forth. Because if I had to write out every email and every little post and caption and stuff like that, it'd probably take me a while to do all
boy,
that. So, but it cranks it out and you edit and all this stuff like that. So yeah, but you already know how to do and what to do and so forth. Then it's one thing. But I do you have that fear that, and so again, we're gonna get into your album, but do you have that fear that the AI is taking over the music and so forth? And like, because have you heard of Suno?
yeah,
Especially with
I
the
use Suno.
oh, that what you're using? Okay,
I use Suno.
all right, okay. What's your opinion with Suno? Because I would think I want to add me and my cousin talk about music all the time, so I want to ask him what he think because he was kind of scared as a consumer. He was kind of scared of what AI gonna be capable of, especially in the music game.
Bro. When I tell you Grok, so I'm gonna go to Grok. Grok
Mm-hmm.
is Elon Musk AI. Grok. So
Yeah, I heard of
Grok is on 4.1. Last year this time it just came out.
yeah.
It's on 4.1. Doing way more. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, bro, it's a tool.
Yeah.
Use it as a tool. Use it
Yeah.
as a tool. You know what I'm saying? You paying for it. Now the thing is, if you don't pay for it and you use none of that stuff, you don't own none of it. But
Okay.
everything
Yeah.
that I create inside of there is mine's
Okay.
because I pay for it. Like, you
Okay.
know what I'm saying? Especially now with the dope new studio, Suno Studio,
Mm-hmm.
to where I can take stuff in. Like, let's say I got my own beat in there. I put my beat in there, boom, I can get the stems in there, do it up. And then now I'm like, man, I really want some dope guitars in here.
Mm-hmm.
And I do it in section to section of the song that I wanted to put the guitars at. And then put the prompt in, I want this sounding type of guitar, and then it will spit it out, different versions of it. Like, oh, this sound dope. I'm gonna keep this one. I'm gonna get
Okay.
rid of that one. And guess what? I can
Okay.
take all the stems out, put it back in my DAW, and I can manipulate and do what I want to do. Like,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? It just helps speed
Mm-hmm.
up the creativity.
I get what you're saying.
Keep the
Yeah.
creativity flowing. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro. It's just like AI been here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
In here. You
When
look
you
at
think about it.
auto-tune. What
Yeah. When you
auto-tune
think about
do?
it.
It's
Uh-huh.
correcting your stuff. It's
Yeah.
correcting your vocals. We've been using this stuff. They been having AI on our phones for the longest. We just didn't know it.
Yeah.
You got auto correction on your when you type, when you're texting. That's AI.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It automatically knows when you finna type something, and it
Mm-hmm.
knows what give you 2 or 3 words to pick from. You know what I mean? To know this is the word that he may want to use next.
And then especially it adapts to how you text too. Like if it is thinking of how you yeah.
Exactly. Like, so it's not going nowhere. And people are just afraid of it. And just you gotta, one thing about us as humans, we know how to adapt. The people that don't know how to adapt, they the ones that fall off or die off or something. But you gotta know how to adapt, bro. Like,
I get what you're saying though.
yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta know how to adapt to life. I
Right.
tell
Right.
my sons all the time, like, you know, my oldest son, his life's a little different. So me and his mother separated, so he had to, sometimes he'll be living in one state, and then we split it up, and he had to come live with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
try to, so both parents can have them and whatever the case may be. But I told him, I said, man, this your life. You just gotta learn how to adapt, and we'll try to help you to adapt the best way we can to help you to be able to navigate you through this life the best way we can because of our decision. But
Yeah.
when they come out with this stuff, AI, a lot of jobs, people losing jobs because of AI. So it's just like, how can I use AI to my benefit? How can I use it to my benefit? And that's what that's why I think about it because it's a lot of people gonna get left behind if they don't know how to use this stuff properly. How can I leverage AI to make a profit?
Yeah.
The right way, and not trying to do something illegal, but the right way.
Yeah, like I said, I get asked that in the interviews when I be on somebody else's podcast, and they always ask me like, what do I think about as a coach that with AI, because people can make a prompt for their workout routine or their diet routine and stuff like that as well. So I'll be like, man, I'm not really scared of that. You know what I'm saying? My take on it is, people, when they come to us for coaching and so forth, they come to us for the accountability and the personality and so forth. That's the main thing they coming to us for, to help them. It's always been some element of, they can go on YouTube and look up a workout. They have workout books and stuff like that they can buy, but don't mean they're gonna really see the results if they not doing the work and then having somebody holding them accountable. That's the main thing. And then the other thing is, people don't tend to know what they don't know. So when they prompt, they only just saying, "Well, how can I lose 100 pounds in such and such time?" It give them something, but it ain't really like, they don't really know what to ask next after that. Like, they start something, but they don't know what after their body plateaus or something like that, what they need to prompt for that or whatever. So they don't know what they don't know. So they only asking the surface level things, and then they think that will get them to a goal. So that's another thing, that they have to have the knowledge to know what to ask the prompt. And that's kind of, I would say, segues into what you were saying. You've been doing music for a good while, and you already know what the prompt is. I'm thinking about how you prompted to tell you to do something. I'm new, getting new into the music game. So if I were to look at it, I wouldn't know what to prompt. You see what I'm saying? So that's one thing I look at. And then I want to ask you a question about this, and then we're gonna go to your music. Do you got some time? I don't want to.
Good, bro. We good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the conversation.
Okay. All right. So when you prompting it, like okay, when you're making your music and so forth. Now with Suno, like you said, they give you the waves and all that, and the dollars and stuff like that. Do you own it after they give it to you, or do you got to keep the subscription going to keep the music going?
No, once you create it,
Okay.
and you got the subscription, whatever you make at that time is yours.
Yeah. Okay.
It's yours.
Okay.
All of it is yours.
Okay.
All right. So because once you prompt something and you generate something, it takes away from your credits that they give you once a month.
Okay, I got you.
So them credits, you paid for it.
Okay.
Like, you see what I'm saying? From them credits that you paid for monthly.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, so that it belongs to you. But if you don't pay for Suno, you just using the free version, you don't own none of that stuff.
I seen that when I looked at it. Okay.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. So anybody want to use it, yes, you need to pay for it, and that's their way of getting you to pay for it. It's actually a sweet deal, but at the end of the day, if you're not a musician that don't know how to play keys and guitar and all that stuff, it's a dope way to be able to do it. To be honest with you, it's no different from when you buy
loops and stuff.
Buying a bunch of sample packs.
Okay. Yeah.
Loops and sound from different companies that create sample packs. But the difference is with this is you get something fresh. Right. It ain't something that a whole bunch of other people can buy.
Other people got, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So you can do that, you know what I mean, and take the whole beat and do what you want to do with it. Chop it up. And then the dope thing is, before they had this stem separation in Suno, where like it was just to a point to where you can just get the beat or the song. But my FL, all my DAWs got stem separation. So I can
Yeah.
take a song, it'll separate the drums, the instruments from the vocals, from the bass. So now I'm manipulating all those different files to take some drums from here to do it.
Yeah.
I can do what I want to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's no limit to create.
I'm thinking like I use BeatStars. So it's look like it might. I don't know if it's gonna replace it, but you know, but you know, it sounds like, you know, you already making your stuff. You ain't got to really go buy a beat because you already pretty much pay for the subscription or whatever,
Yeah.
or the credits there.
But sometimes though, if you don't know how to prompt,
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Yeah,
you don't
earlier.
know how to prompt to let them know, look, when I make a beat, make me this style of beat with,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I want to have these type of instruments in it. You got to be detailed. I want
Yeah, I
these type
get
of
it.
instruments in it. I want to now I'm giving you the game. So, and you got to put, I want a 4-bar intro. I want a after that 4-bar intro, I want an 8-bar verse, an 8-bar hook, 8-bar verse, then 8-bar hook, bridge, hook, whatever.
Yeah.
You tell it the format, what
Yeah,
you
I got
want,
you. Okay, the
right?
structure and stuff. Okay.
So for example, again, I'm gonna give you another tidbit for somebody that's watching, that's listening. All
Okay.
right. So I use other AIs to help me to create my prompt sometimes. So I will go this. I use Grok. I like Grok. I like Grok. So I put in Grok. I want to make a. I want to use Suno, right?
Okay.
And I want to create me a prompt that can tell Suno, and because Suno has a style section, so you put the style, right? Create me a prompt for the style section of Suno AI that can give me the style of such and such song. Let's say it's a song that you like.
Okay.
They give me the style of this type of beat of this song, and and the AI will spit you out that, and you just put it in there, and then and I'm telling you, it work all the time. They give me that style of beat. It's not gonna be the same beat. It's gonna be in that range of, and then you just keep generating until you get something that you like. I may like this, I may like that. And guess what? All those beats that you done generated are yours.
Right. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Cause you know, with BeatStars, you getting just single beats. That's why I say it could. Like I said, I don't know if it will replace BeatStars, but
No,
you definitely got. You know, like you said, you got to be kind of, well, not kind of. You got to know what you're doing, and probably been in the music industry like you have, and to really know what to prompt and what you're looking for, and making the music out or whatever.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. So like I said, I use it. I use it to, you know what I'm saying. Like I said, it just speeds on my workflow. I love making beats. I love making beats and all that stuff. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I will use the vocals from the Suno. They say I put a song in there and the style of beat or whatever, and they come on. I use the vocals. I like how they vocals sound, because the mixing and mastering in Suno has gotten so good.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? To where I'm like, okay.
But it mix and master too.
Huh?
It mix and master too.
No, not for you. But
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, like, they say you make a song in there. The mix of it is mixed and mastered.
Okay. I got it.
And it sounds real good. It sounds good. They just keep enhancing the quality of it too.
Okay.
So it's because when you listen to the first rhythm, when I first started using Suno to now, I thought it sounded good then, but now I'm like, oh man, this sounds really good. Like, where they at now? So, but I take those vocals and then I use another plugin that I use in my DAW called Mix Room.
Okay.
And then I would take the vocal, put it inside a mix room. It would take the frequency response of those vocals, so I could put it on mine. So let's say if I can get that same tone of the vocals that they had with my vocals, and I still shape it to fit me, but it give me a starting point. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a little trick. I've been figuring this stuff out, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I see. I mean, I started seeing them advertising a lot. So when you started saying, that made me think of Suno. You say you use, okay, let me ask somebody firsthand how it is then. I know Timbaland, he was getting a whole lot of flack, you know, and everything we hear and stuff like that. So, you know, but they say he has in the past stole beats and stuff like that. And then, you know, that controversy with some guy that was put his stuff in there.
And they spit out his whole thing with his tag and everything.
His tag, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I heard about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I haven't had no tag come out on mine, so
Okay.
that's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like I said, it's kind of hard to when you got it's only so many chord progressions and different things. Now look, now it's a bunch of different effects and different ways that you can do
Manipulate
stuff.
stuff.
But
Yeah.
like you talking about certain chords and certain chord progressions and stuff like that, melodies is it's a lot, but it's not a lot to where like different bass lines. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You hear a lot of the same bass lines, a lot of people's songs, a lot of the same drum
Mm.
patterns, or
Yeah.
people try to do something different than most of the people do to make it different is how they mix the sound to make them sound bigger, make them sound, put some reverb on it, or do something crazy on them to make this sound different.
Right.
You know what I mean? But for the most part, a lot of stuff, it ain't nothing really new under the sun.
Okay. Okay. All right. Cool, man. Now let's talk about Legendary. So now I know you're coming out with a deluxe part of it as well. Talk about that album. Like what's it about, and what was your approach to it, and so forth.
Okay, so Legendary came about from a dream that I had. And so in this dream, I tell the story all the time. I get asked this question a lot. But in this dream, I was just walking into a room and it looked like it was like a church or something. Like, you know, and they was in there having praise team rehearsal or whatever. And so I just went to the mic to start leading worship, right?
Okay.
And then you know, it was just it's just like in the dream, it seemed like it was a big big powerful move of God in that room. And then a lady walked up to me. She put her hand on my head, as she was praying over me, and she spoke into my ear. She said, "It's time for you to be legendary."
Okay.
And then she said it again, and then I woke up.
Okay.
So I asked God, I said, what? Because when dreams stick out to me, I go back to God. I'm like, all right, this dream ain't going nowhere. Why did this stick out so much? What are you trying to tell me? And he was like, I've been hiding you. And it's time for for people to hear you, to hear your
Okay.
music and hear who I made you to be.
Mm.
And so I was like, okay, but legendary part though, like, what are you getting at? And so, and it's a song on there called Legendary.
Yeah, I seen that.
But
Second song.
that's with the word lyric, who is actually my blood sister, a
Mm.
dope vocalist. So it was my birthday. And when we recorded it, and she just happened to come over, I said, "You want to get on it?" She got on it. But when you listen to that song, it said, "Just like Saul, I will turn your name to Paul." And like, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And I was talking about all these different people in the Bible. So what God was giving me, he said, all these people in the Bible, all these great men in the Bible, they all are legendary
Yeah.
because of their faith,
Right.
right? They're legendary, so they've been dead for centuries, all right? And they names, people still talking about them to this day.
Right.
It's people in the Bible, they probably got one or two scriptures because of something that they done for Jesus, and they mention in this book that we read and believe because of their faith and obedience.
Mm.
Abraham, the Bible say that he was made, he was one of the greatest he was faithful and righteous because of his faith. You know what I'm saying? His obedience. All
Mm.
these men was obedience, and God was like, for you, be legendary.
Okay.
Be legendary and tell my children, your brothers and sisters, to be legendary too. So that's what this album is about. It's really encouraging people to be who God called them to be.
Okay.
Be legendary. Like, I'm legendary, but you legendary too, bro.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah. So, and that's a good segue to put on your wings, because that's basically what you look to God, but look, you could put on your wings, you can fly too, and everything. Basically, can you do it seem like I got that message right, and everything, or can you expound on it?
Well, Put On Your Wings is basically a song. I wanted to create a song to encourage, right? To tell people to encourage yourself. Sometimes we look for everybody else to encourage us. No, encourage yourself. And the reason how you do that is by standing on God's word. So if you don't have no word in you, bro, it's gonna be hard for you to encourage yourself to stand on God's word. So I done had people kind of tell me and my wife, well, I pray, but I don't hear God. I don't know what he's saying. Well, you don't hear him because you're not in the word. If you know what his word says, that's how he speak. He's not gonna go against that.
Right.
So if God said to seek first his kingdom and all his righteousness and all things shall be added unto you as well, don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble on his own. If the Bible says things like all things are working for the good for those who love him, who's called according to his purpose. If you don't know that, you'll know when the Bible says to rejoice in suffering. To rejoice in suffering? Yeah, rejoice in suffering because of what it produces. Suffering produces endurance. Lord, my God, I can't. My whole brain just went shut out right now.
I get where you're going though.
Endurance, character, and hope. Endurance, character, and hope. So that's why you rejoice. So when you're going through, I can say this is working for my good, right? So know how to stand on God's word. Put on your wings and fly. When God tell you to do something, I don't care what it look like. Everybody else coming against you, you keep going. You keep standing on his word. You keep moving forward. That's what put on your wings all about.
Yeah. Okay. Definitely, man. And like I said, I guess basically saying the action of what people walking in faith do and everything like that. Like that. Holy Strap, I was listening to that too, and I think her was what Holy Strap. It was funny at the same time when you were saying the devil better not mess with me or something like that.
So the devil don't play with me.
Yeah. I was laughing like, okay. I ain't never quite heard it like that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely like.
It's just empowerment, man. Just like have that song to let people know, like, look, bro, I'm not the one to be played with, Satan. Like, go on, get out my face. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get out my ear. Don't play with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? You sometimes you gotta talk to that thing, man. Like, look, no.
Yeah.
And have some boldness and confidence with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Power.
Okay.
God gave us power, man.
Okay, cool. I mean, like I definitely see, the range you going in. You ain't just in one dimensional with it. So definitely allude back to the part when you said you don't want to be put in a box, and you definitely can tell it. My first impression of you in this album, and so forth. So how are you? Say what now?
I said appreciate that.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. You welcome, man. So how are you gonna follow that up with the Deluxe? Like, what's gonna be different about that? What are you gonna bring to the table with that one?
Well, actually, I'm still working on it.
Okay.
So it's gonna be the same album. It's just gonna I'm gonna add like 5 to 6 more songs.
Okay.
To the project, just to
Can you talk about those?
To make it look. It's dope now, but I got some stuff that we're working on right now, just to add some more, man. Because the thing is, bro, like the song I put this album out last on February 14th. Okay. Right, I put it out February 14th of this year, and it's about to be a whole nother year. But everybody ain't heard this project, so there's no point of me trying to put out a whole nother album.
Yeah, okay.
Like, keep pushing this now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people, yes, the Put On Your Wings and Righteous doing decent this year. I'm having a good year, but everybody haven't heard this project. So just keep this legendary going. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it's just, bro, like, I just want to continue building on what is already there.
Okay.
I laid a foundation. So just keep building on what's already there and just hitting some different topics.
Okay. I got you. I mean, I like that. And I did listen to Perfect Gift too, the Christmas song. A single. And are you doing an album too, or just that you just want to put that just for Christmas?
That's my first ever Christmas song too. So
it was dope though. I like it though. You know what I'm saying? It got that where you can kind of vibe to it and dance to it too, as well. You don't really hear that a lot
in a Christmas song.
Yeah, in a Christmas song.
I'm so happy you said, hey, bro, okay. And listen, so look, bro, like, so my radio promoter and my other manager was like, Tramaine, you need to do, because around Christmas time is when the holiday season is when like a lot of your normal radio spins will start dying down because people playing Christian music. So they're like, listen, we need a Christmas song so that we can put out so that we can start getting, because we don't want your buzz to die down. You got a Christmas song now, they playing that too. All right. Yeah. So, and that was like, man, why don't you do like Drummer Boy or do a remake of something else? I'm like, I want to do something. I want to make my own.
Right.
I want to make my own thing. And then every time I hear a Christmas song, it's
it would be a cover. Yeah, and it'd be a cover most times too.
Yeah, it's a cover or a slow jingle bell, or whatever it is.
The Temptation one too.
I just want something I wanted something that is ministry.
Yeah.
You hear the
Okay.
ministry, you hear the whole thing. Christ is the perfect gift,
Right.
right? But at the same time, it's hey, let's go, that day,
Right.
let's have some fun. You be at the function with your at your Christmas holiday party
Right.
with your family, church, or whatever. Want something that's fun, man. I
Right.
don't want to just like just dance.
Right. Right. Okay. I mean, I definitely heard, like I said, you don't really hear that. Only one I'm thinking of that come to mind that got a little something into it. Is the jingle is a different version of Jingle Bells or whatever, where they kind of speed it up or whatever. That's the only one I can hear. But you really, it's still really, you ain't really dancing to it though. So that,
Yeah,
like I said, but yeah, when I heard that, I said, oh yeah, there's something you can dance and have fun with or whatever. So I definitely like that, man. So okay, cool. So I mean, we talked about a great deal, man. Is there anything else that we haven't talked about today that you wanted to, expound
man.
on? Or,
Other things that I would like to say to, like I said, I'm super excited. Like I said, I kind of said this earlier. This year just been a phenomenal year for me.
okay, and congrats on your
And
year.
to 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 get to get considered for a Stellar Award this year, and
Okay,
and then to win 3 other awards this year, and then my song going #1 last
mm,
week. So that's a big feat. So,
but yeah,
and that's something that I prayed for years ago. God, I want a bunch of #1s
hmm
with my music. And when I tell you, when God told me to be legendary, and he told me to do this, because my wife was like, I don't know about this. We just had this baby.
hmm
And to come out and being obedient to what he told me to do. And now to see from me putting this album out and all the stuff that happened this year
hmm
alone has been mind blowing. So,
but
man,
yeah,
like, yeah, that's all I really want to say, man. Just give a shout out to God, bro.
oh
God
yeah,
has been
okay,
good, man. And I appreciate you for allowing me to come on your platform and just and chop it up with you. You know what I mean?
man, I'm glad you coming on here to let us know how it is, and especially like say when I looked at your stuff and so forth, so okay, I already know how I want to kind of ask some questions on this, best especially coming from the gospel space, making rap and everything like that as well. So out of everything that we talked about today, what would you say to people who listening? What would be the biggest takeaway that they can get from this? Get from this
Biggest takeaway
conversation?
that they can get from this is, you know, be who God called you to be. Don't
Okay.
worry about, because we talk about a lot of different stuff. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Lead a quiet life and attend to your own business and be legendary.
Oh
Be
yeah.
who God called you to be, man. Be obedient to him. The Bible said if you humble yourself under his mighty hand, he will exalt you.
Yeah.
So just give your life to him. If you haven't gave your life to him, give your life to Christ. I'm not trying to preach on here, but it's my best. You know what I'm saying? So give your life to him. I'm living proof. I'm not somebody just
Yeah.
saying stuff just to be saying it to
Mm.
sound churchy. But when I tell you, my Heavenly Father has kept me, he's been faithful, even when
Mm.
I haven't been faithful, and he's faithful. But when I be obedient to his word,
Yeah.
he take care of me. So be legendary, y'all. Do what God
Okay.
called y'all to do. If he telling you to start that business, start that business. He tell you to make that album, make that album. He telling you to whatever that thing is to write that book, write the book. He telling you to love your wife and you ain't doing it, love your wife. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that thing is, be obedient. He gonna exalt
You kind of were getting in that T-Pain back when you said, "Man, just do the thing."
you.
Just do the thing. But yeah, I don't know if you seen that part or whatever when he was doing it, but he having some epic rants or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that message and so forth, and congratulations on all your success this year, man. You definitely walking into that path of being legendary, just like your album say. So keep being legendary, man. And to let everybody again know where they can find you, hear your music, and as well you said, and for booking and everything like that as well too.
So y'all can find me once again at Tramainelong.com, Tramainelong.com. Y'all can find me there, all my music on there. But if y'all want to find that legendary album, it's on that website. But I would like y'all want to stream it. It's on everything. Tramaine Long, and the album's called Legendary. All right. And also, Put on Your Wings, Righteous. If y'all please go request it's on y'all radio stations right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I want to hear this Tramaine Long on there, man. That would be a really big help if y'all can do that. And TikTok, everything, social media, all on my website, Tramainelong.com.
All right, that's what's up, man. Y'all blow them up. Wanted to see Legendary keep popping off, man. So we're gonna end it there. And I've been your host, Trea Da Fit Artist. This has been Sculpt N Create. My guest, Tramaine Long. We out. Thank you for tuning in to this episode. If you enjoyed it, be sure to follow us on social media and subscribe to the show wherever you listen to podcasts so you never miss an episode. If you're looking for fitness coaching to help you reach your goals, want to join our animated network for fitness guidance, collaborations, networking, and community, or are interested in being a guest on the show, check out the links in the description. Stay creative, stay fit, and we'll holler at you next time.